So I've been getting several requests to make this video. This is for people who have purchased Waffen works in the last 6 months or so. Some of the issues they've been having, the main issue that I've seen predominantly is the head spacing is slightly too tight on them. And what happens when if you try to hand cycle around, into the chamber, then if you cycle around in the chamber, then try to cycle it out, it's like stuck almost. So you got to really whack it to get it out. And there is a very easy fix to that if you're inclined to do it yourself or to not, have it sent back in. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that really quick. The one way to diagnose your rifle if it has this problem is very easy. Just take a mag. I would just put one round in it, but cycle, and then see if it cycles easy or if it gets stuck. See, mine has been fixed, so there's no issues at all. Let me take this rifle down real quick and I'll show you guys how to fix this problem. Looking at the trunnion and chamber on your rifle, right here are the locking lugs on your trunnion that interface with the back of the bolt to lock it up. When you cycle around, the bolt will go in and lock. The problem is with your head spacing too tight, when they riveted your trunnion and pressed your barrel in, the barrel is pushed back just a hair far, so that's a really tight fit. When you cycle it without rounds, you won't notice that it's tight. It'll seem fine. But when you get the round in there is when it'll be tight. But what you'll do, one problem, they gun coat the shit out of these inside the receiver even, and it adds a lot of thickness to it. So I remove all the gun coat from the face of the locking lugs, and on the bolt from the back side of the bolt here, I just did the whole back side of the bolt, but really all you have to do is right here and right here where it engages the locking lugs on your trunnion. And then what you will do is, with the Dremel or file, see where the back side of that bolt engages that locking lug. On this side it's right here, and on the other side it goes up. And you will basically just take that Dremel or file, and be really careful and go really slow. Just take a little bit of material off evenly on both sides, just a little tiny bit at a time. Put the bolt carrier bolt back in, try to cycle around and eject it by hand, and do that until you don't feel the hard resistance anymore, till it's properly locking and unlocking without binding up. So it's a very simple fix. That's the main problem people have been having with these. If you have any other questions about this, just let me know. In this whole process, doing everything from fixing the headspace to just tuning the rifle to operate a lot smoother, maybe took me an hour tops, and I've got a flawless rifle now. It's smooth as the action on my arsenal, and it functions perfect, no problems. The other thing I did besides fixing the head spacing issue is on your bolt carrier on the bottom where it contacts the hammer face, I polished that surface, polished the bottom of the bolt where it rides across the hammer face so that you get a smoother action. Then I also removed the gun coat from the areas on the bolt where it contacts the bolt carrier and makes it rotate, makes it a lot smoother. And then I removed the gun coat from the rails and ejector, and I reprofiled the shape of the hammer and polished it, so now that the action is super smooth. One other problem I did have with this is this ejector rail here. It was a bit out of spec, it was a little wide, and it was draggy. I don't know if it's because all the gun coat they had all over this bolt. So I removed the gun coat from the bolt, but where the channel is that rides inside the bolt. I had to just slightly file just a little tiny bit off this ejector rail to get it. You don't want to take too much or you'll change your ejection pattern or it won't catch the round. But mine was too much and it was dragging and it would hang up right there. So, you know, just keeping a completely square profile, file just a little tiny bit down until it's, you know, moves freely and doesn't hang up on the bolt. So for, you know, like I've said before, for $599, if you're willing to do a little bit of work yourself, these are great rifles. It's just, if you want something out of the box that you're not going to have to touch, you're going to be prepared to spend $800–900 for a decent AK. But this one, you know, I've done a little bit to it. It's perfect running rifle and I love it. So any questions on anything, any problems you guys have been having, if it's something I can help, just contact me and let me know.